What's up, everyone? It's Anna, also known as That Star Wars Girl, and today I am going to be talking about Star Wars Resistance again. I know I've held off on my Star Wars Resistance reviews, at least for the final episode. I am probably sure I'm one of the only people on the planet that has watched this damn show, and if you did watch the show, you would understand why it is so painful to get through, and, even contemplating watching that episode, I tried to get into it a little bit, and I was like, my brain can't handle this, because if you have any cognitive brain thought, it makes it want to self-implode. That's how bad this damn show is. I have all of the Resistance reviews if you want to go watch those to go see how stupid this show is. But then, just when I get the good news that Season 2 is going to come out of this for this show, but it's going to be the final season because it's canceled. Yes, the best news ever. My pain is going to end. It's over. This ridiculous show is going bye-bye. But then I see this post on Twitter about how, guess what? Oh my goodness, these characters in Star Wars Resistance, guess what? They're a gay couple now. It's like, oh my god, why? Like I said on Twitter, guys, this isn't a galaxy far, far away. Aliens aren't the same as humans. They're not. They might not perceive love the same way that we do. They might not even perceive physical love the same way that we do. This, to them, maybe it's a certain alien race that, maybe there's only one gender and, they do. I don't know all the science behind it, but there's every single what if you can think of out there in a galaxy far, far away with aliens is a possibility. But they had to go out of their way to, force the fact that this is a gay couple. When I was a kid watching Star Wars, it's like, okay, well, Han Solo and, Chewbacca, they're in a ship together for however, long that they've been there. Never in my head did I ever think, oh, I wonder if they're gay type of thing. Well, also, because then I immediately watched the next ones. I knew about the whole Princess Leia thing. But still, I feel like if original Star Wars was put into Disney's hands, that would be their thing. They would introduce this movie, you'd kind of get the thing that, maybe Han Solo's into Leia, but then they'd be like, oh no, Han and Chewie are gay for each other. That's just what I get from the way that they like to virtue signal here with, the new Disney Star Wars. But anyway, guys, so this is, Star Wars producers confirmed the franchise's first openly gay on-screen couple. I'm going to tell you this right now. These two do not ever talk about, their, physical relationship. Again, this is a kids show. And honestly, even, kids, I wouldn't even, maybe if I was doing this as a punishment to a kid, I would make them watch that. But, this is, come on, kids are smarter than this. This show, it's like you have to literally turn off your brain to watch it and I would say to enjoy it. Me, it's like I have to focus in because I know I'm doing reviews of it, and it's so hard just to stay focused on this thing because it's like, you don't think it could possibly get any worse. You don't think it could possibly get any stupid. You don't think that it could possibly get any more inconsistent, and then it does. But these two, I doubt, who is this? Laura Bradley, who is writing this, actually watched the show. So I'm going to explain to Laura who these characters are and what they do. So these two own the shop on the barge. In Star Wars Resistance, it's on a waterworld type planet, and then it's on a barge over the ocean. Okay. These two have a little shop where they have parts for everyone, because apparently ace pilots have to be on this barge for some freaking reason, and then they race. But Kaz, the main character of the show, goes to this little shop to get parts for Yeager because he works as a mechanic for this guy named Yeager, and they fix up, the ships that fly. And so he goes to them. You can see, so these are the characters. This is their little pet. One of the episodes, they go visit the mom, or one of their moms, and I can't even talk. And so Kaz has to watch their pet and not, let it die. And then they have a secret part, or, a really, the rare item that they need to keep secret. And, of course, what does Kaz do? He tells the bad guy that they have it and, where it is, and the bad guy steals it. And and he fails. He fails epically. And then these two come back and they say Kaz has to work off his debt to them by working in the shop. Alright, so yeah, they go on a trip to go visit the mom. And I thought about this. When I was watching it, I was like, okay, they're going together to go visit the mom. I thought it was a little bit weird because I'm like, okay, why would you guys both go? Why don't want just one of you go and visit the shop? But then again, I get it. Best friends, they want to travel together. Or, and in the back of my head, I was like, oh my, I kind of had a feeling that Disney was going to do this, and I didn't think that they would do this. I shouldn't say that. And I want to say I didn't think that they'd be this stupid, but again, it's Disney. It's Disney with the virtue signaling. The virtue signaling is all over this. And it's like, there's no, like, real romance in this show. Like, I think, Tam, she's one of the characters in the show, and I know for those of you that don't watch my Star Wars Resistance reviews, you're not going to know who a lot of these characters are, but you got main character Kaz, then you got, Yeager, who's kind of supposed to be, the I wouldn't say father figure, but the one that's trying to, teach him the ways, make him, not be as stupid as he is. You got Nigu, which is the green alien dude that's just duh. And then you have Tam, who's always, she's the smart one, she's the good mechanic, she's the one that wants to be an ace pilot, and she doesn't like the fact that Kaz is getting all this attention, and she's not, because, she thinks that it's unfair that he's being treated this way, but it's because he's a spy and all that. And so those are kind of the main people. There's this girl named Tora, and then her father, Tora is an ace pilot. Her father is, the head of the barge. He's the captain and whatnot. So as far as like romance goes on this show, again, it's a kids show. Doesn't really matter for this, but there's no inkling that Tam might like Kaz. There's might have been like a little bit with like Tora and Kaz, but it's honestly just little playful things. And she would tease him about coming in her room and stuff. But this is a kid's show about Star Wars. When I think about a kid's show about Star Wars, I want to see lightsabers. I want to see Luke Skywalker. Do we get any of that? No! We got like one stupid episode where the science didn't make sense at all, where Poe and they changed the design of an X-Wing. All of a sudden, randomly, out of nowhere, an X-Wing has 2 seats instead of 1. And so, Kaz and Poe's like, the resistance is low on fuel. Let me just take, go out of my way to come back to this Waterworld planet instead of just giving you a freaking call, doing a little hologram thing, because I don't want to get the signal get mixed, but let me bring 2 freaking X-Wings out here with the limited amount of fuel that we have. Let's go fuck around, let's go mess things up, let's all go, let everyone know that there's something fishy going around this barge while we're looking for a spy for the First Order, but then let's alert the First Order of our presence, then let's go to a First Order little outpost base where we're finding out that they're gonna go blow stuff up, and then, let's go hide in, asteroids, which again, they should have died because the asteroids, the science, but nah. This show is just all over the place. Nothing makes sense. Nothing is cohesive. None of the characters are consistent. Maybe Tam. Maybe Tam is slightly consistent. Niku, maybe a little bit. But the main character, Kaz, he's a fucking idiot the 99.9% of the show. But then, all of a sudden, when they need him to be a genius, he is. Out of nowhere, he just knows how to do things. The rest of the entire time, he's been a complete idiot. He fucks everything up. Then all of a sudden, he's smart. These two, it's like, okay, yeah, they've had a couple of little snippets with Kaz, but still, it's like, this show that, it hasn't added anything to, the Star Wars universe, but you have to go out of your way to say, oh, well, here's this gay couple in Star Wars. It's like, come on. This is a galaxy far, far away. Like I said before, aliens have very different biology than us. They have, very different, sorry, I can't even speak. They have different morals. They have different beliefs. They have different, ways of going about their lives. They have different lifespans. Everything about an alien is fundamentally different than a human, aside from, maybe they have things, they all speak. They all work. They understand, that they need to work to survive. So they have that survival instinct. But as far as these two go, it's just really, why? Like, you didn't have to go out of your way to do this, but they're doing it. If you wanted to, go and say, okay, well, you can go through Star Wars. They haven't explored all of the Star Wars universe yet, but they decided to say, oh, well, this is the first openly on-gay couple. It's like, well, they don't even do anything that's gay, It just seems like, they both are coworkers. They're both friends that work together. They own and operate a business, but they need to force the fact that it's this, and it's like, it is a kid's show. Kids don't care about this stuff. I've been watching the damn show. This adds nothing to the plot. absolutely nothing. It doesn't change anything. It's not one of those things that's vital to the plot of, a story. It'd be like watching the movie Titanic and, there's no romance to it. It's like, for Rose and for Jack, that romance is critical for, their story arc. It's critical for Rose to experience that, to, because, she's unhappy in her life and everything that's going on. And then Jack shows her a whole new world, and then she changes, and then, she deals with everything after the math, and then you get to find out that she lived this great life because she met him. Because that, little romance was critical to her developing as a human being. This has nothing critical to do with the show. It has nothing critical to do with any of the interactions that the main characters have with these two. They're still going to do their job. They're still gonna have those stupid little lines that are supposed to be, comedic relief that aren't. And, it doesn't change anything. It's not important to the show. It's not important to the plot or the storytelling. But that's my little rant on it. Let's read how ridiculous this article is going to be from Vanity Fair by Laura, again, who I highly doubt has watched this show. So, what's going on here? I need to fix that. At long last, Star Wars Universe features an openly gay couple. Oh my god! And apparently, they've been here for a while. Fans of the animated series... I don't know any freaking fan. I'm the only damn person that watches it. I'm telling you that right now. Fans of the animated series Star Wars Resistance have suspected that the two characters, Orca, voiced by Bobby, and Flix, voiced by Jim, are a pair ever since Season 1 episode Dangerous Business, which aired that's the episode that I talked about, where... Kaz tells the bad guy right at the bat, oh, that secret, that really rare part that everyone needs, that, oh yeah, we have that, and it's right there behind that door. That's the episode where they go visit the mom, which aired in January, and features the two visiting Flick's mother, and now the show's producers has confirmed the romance on a podcast, Coffee with Kenobi. Alright, never even heard of that. So yeah, frustration is real, guys. Executive producer Justin Ridge told the podcast, I think it's safe to say they're an item absolutely, Ridge tells the press. They're absolutely a gay couple, and we're proud of that. We love Flix and Orca. Oh god, I don't even know how to say the name. Also claimed in I have had a sentence portrayed for a year and a half, he said. If someone would finally ask me, I would say, all I can say is that when Flick says I love you, Orca says I know. They're the cutest. There's nothing cute about them. There's nothing. There's not even like a cute, tender moment between them in the show. I know, because I watched it. This is just... This is the thing with Hollywood. This is the thing with, the people that are making these TV shows. They don't care about consistency. They don't care about plot. They don't care about actual character development. All they care is their crazy little checklist. Do we have representation? Check. Do we have, LGBTQ plus whatever other letters and numbers and, symbols are added to that? Check. Do we have this? Check. Do we have science? No. Do we have logic? No. Do we have, actual, characters that we like? No! None of the above. Nothing makes sense in this show because, again, all they care about is the checklist. This is something that irks my soul. That scene where Princess Leia and Han Solo have those iconic lines, I love you, I know, it's did they watch Star Wars? Do they understand that entire build-up, Han Solo, the entire movie, has been trying to get Princess Leia to admit her feelings for him, to admit that she, is in love with him, that he's important to her, that if he leaves, she's going to feel empty because she's so focused on her job and trying to be the leader of, the rebels and defeat the Empire, and Han Solo is just like, girl, you love me, I know it, I'm important to you, you're going to be heartbroken when I leave. They have their little flirtations, and still, she, denies it. Then finally, when Han Solo is on the chopping block, Darth Vader is there, they are captives of the Empire. All hope seems to be lost. Luke Skywalker is not there to save them. He's not there to, use his Jedi powers. And Han is going to be frozen in carbonite. There's a chance that he might live. Leia finally, because of, that cataclysmic event, she's finally, coming to terms with her feelings and, finally letting herself, say it out loud, finally, because she's afraid to do that. She's got to lead this. She just lost her planet in the first movie. Everything that she cared about, she lost. It's gone. All she has left to do is fight the Empire. And now a guy comes in that she's in love with, that she doesn't want to admit that she's in love with, because anything that she cares about has the potential of getting destroyed. And in that moment, Princess Leia finally comes to terms with it, and she confesses her love for Han Solo, and, he lets her know, I know. He's been we all know his feelings for her. He's been doing it the entire movie. He's been trying to get her to, come to terms with it. And, she says it, and in that moment, Harrison Ford, it was right there in the moment, the heat, the passion, and he just says, I know, and it was so organic and so pure, and oh my, it's so good. And so for them to say, these two characters that work in a shop, that, are supposed to be comedic relief, that give Kaz shit because Kaz is an idiot, and everyone gives Kaz shit in the show, because again, Kaz is an idiot. For those two, you're gonna give that special moment, that thing that meant so much in Star Wars to Princess Leia's character development, you're gonna give that to this, just no problem, oh fine and dandy, there's no build-up, there's nothing, there's, stakes involved. It's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit, and it's disrespectful to Star Wars. It's disrespectful to Han Solo and Princess Leia, and everything, that happened as far as, Princess Leia's character development. And this is just, the ignorance. This is just the virtue signaling. This is just people that are taking something that they see as popular, that they see, made George Lucas a lot of money, that they saw was able to survive for, 40 freaking years, because it had all of that. George Lucas put so much work and effort into it. All the actors put all so much work. Everyone that worked on the original Star Wars put their freaking heart and souls into it. And guess what? It's gonna stand the test of time. This new stuff, let's take something that people worked on and let's just half-ass it and let's use it and abuse it. That's exactly what they're doing, and it's driving me freaking crazy. And no way in hell is this love between these two aliens even close, even the tip of the iceberg to what Han Solo and Princess Leia have. And it's fucking insulting that they're gonna give these two those lines. You want to show me some, a romance in the new Star Wars movie where it is between, I know that they were saying that it was going to be between Poe and Finn, but you want to give me, an actual romance where it's two characters, and I'll do the parameters that Princess Leia and Han Solo were under, where one character is, so driven and, a workaholic, and they have this thing that they have to do for the survival of the galaxy, and if they don't, if they feel they have that internal conflict inside, that, if they let themselves get distracted by their own, personal wants and desires and needs, that everything will fall apart, and they also are afraid because they've already lost everything, that if they do go and let themselves be happy, that they can lose that happiness. And then another character that is doing other stuff that's trying to help that character, that's in love with that character, but then, they're trying to make them come to terms with their feelings, and these two just happen to be, of the same sex, and it happens to happen organically, and, it has to do with the story, and it's important to the plot, and it's important to the development of those characters, then do that. Do it. And, it could be great. It has the potential. Anything starting off from the chopping block has the potential to be great if you allow it to. If you allow it to happen organically, if you actually, give the people the things that they need to make this happen. Don't just force it down people's throats and expect it to be, a life-changing worldwide phenomenon, because it's not going to happen like that. You need to put the work in if you want that kind of result. And this is not putting work in. This is half-assing it and riding off of somebody else's success. And that's basically a summary for all of Disney Star Wars. And it's insulting to everything that came before it. This news is exciting for fans. No, it's not. But also, bittersweet Star Wars Resistance will end after the second season. No, it's not. I'm having a party. We are having a party stream on my channel once the show is over. I don't think there's anyone out there that's watched the show aside from me. If you have, send me an email. We can talk about it. But I will 100% have a party stream here on my channel once the show is done, and it's like, yay, the witch is dead. Let's throw water on it, let it dissolve back into the universe, and maybe we can try to forget about it. I won't, because I've sat through, and I'm gonna have to sit through the second season. Oh, my mind. Oh my god. It's like, My brain. It hurts. Like, it physically hurts just mentally preparing myself for the fact that I'm going to have to watch another season of the show. But I gotta do it. Gotta do it, guys. People like, me losing my mind over it. And it's one of those things where it's like, I say this all the time. If you're going to talk about something, you got to do your research. If I'm going to talk about this, if I'm going to be educated on this, if I'm going to, give an informed report on it, I need to do my research. That involves watching the damn show. Thank you for Pirate Bay, at least for, that. Star Wars Resistance will end after second season. Woo! Which debuts in October 6th. Oh no, that's soon! My heart. But as minor as this progress is, the franchise, as long and expansive as Star Wars, is at least progressive. Holy shit, why was that sentence so hard to read? Let me read that again. But as minor as the progress is in a franchise as long and expansive as Star Wars, it is at least progressive. Again, checklist, that's all they care about. All they care about. At least it's progressive, guys. It might suck. It might make no sense at all. The characters might not be consistent at all. The characters might have, absolutely no relatability to anyone in real life. But guys, it's progressive. It's progressive. Oh my god, that's the only thing that is on this. It's the only thing it needs now, guys. It doesn't need anything else. It doesn't need plot. It doesn't need logic. It doesn't need science. It doesn't need, that entertainment factor. It doesn't need that relatability factor. It only needs progressiveness. That's it. That's all that is required for Hollywood nowadays for TV shows. And you want to know why it's canceled after 2 seasons? You want to know why? At least it's progressive. That's it. That's it. It's striking that Disney would incorporate a gay couple into any of its projects. No, it's not. Again, it's Disney. Like you just said in this last sentence, it's progressive. And again, nobody would care if, what the heck? Nobody would care if you had a gay couple in it as long as it happened organically and, the fact that you're pushing a romance in a story. Usually romances in stories have to do with the plot, or at least have to do with a character, or like the character development of, character A, B, C, or D. And those characters are important to driving the plot. That's why, that's why when like I said in Star Wars, it was important for Princess Leia's character. Titanic, important for Rose's character. So, what? When you go and watch Spider-Man, or, Spider-Man, him being in love with Mary Jane, and, him worrying about her, him having that humanity with Mary Jane, that's important to Spider-Man as a person, as a character. And you have to think about that. And this is the thing, you have to humanize your characters, because if they're completely unrelatable on screen, nobody's going to get invested in it. The reason why some characters are so iconic is because people can relate to them and they get invested in it. Again, you want to show in a gay couple? Okay, there's hundreds of thousands of them out there in the world. Why don't you go sit down with a couple and ask them, what to, a person is more than just the people that they like to sleep with. Why don't you go ask them just about themselves, about their life experiences, and then, maybe see how having, the person that they love, what it was like for change. Because usually when people talk about their spouses or, their life partners, they talk about how, the moment that they met them, it changed their life. Like when you hear Stanley talk about the moment that he, met he saw his wife, and how he put that in Spider-Man, and how when Spider-Man sees Mary Jane, that was, a mirror of what it was like for Stan Lee. It's usually a life-changing moment when you meet the person that you are going to love and be with for the rest of your life. So, go talk to somebody that does, that is gay, maybe, and, there's hundreds of thousands, if not millions of couples out there that you can go talk about what it was like in their life, without that, and then ask them what it was like when they met the person that they, are meant to be with forever, and, how that helped them develop as a human being, once you go from being alone to now having a partner, and then, how you go and, build your life together. And yes, people do have careers, because guess what? We live in the real world where we have to pay, bills. We have to pay bills. We have to put food on the table. And yeah, sometimes life isn't going to be easy, even when you do have, your life partner with you. So go talk to someone and get real life experiences, and then, incorporate that in. I'm pretty sure a lot of people can relate to Princess, not to the whole scheme of Princess Leia, but can relate to, being a workaholic and, not able to come to terms with your feelings and stuff, putting your emotions to the side because, for the greater good, because other stuff has to get done, and, finally coming to terms with that. That's, there's a lot of psychiatrists out there that will tell you that a lot of people have trouble dealing with their emotions. That's very relatable. You don't have to be a woman to relate with Princess Leia. You don't have to be a man to relate to Han Solo. A lot of people, find that iconic romance. It's iconic for a reason, and people can relate to that because it's so realistic. Yes, some of the, terms that come with it are not realistic. Your planet getting destroyed, but other people, it comes with values and all that, but I'm going off on a tangent, very, very long tangent, but I hope I'm making my point correctly, because at the end of the day, if anyone that, is like Laura, the girl that's writing this, or people, from this, if they ever watch it, I just want to get it across that there's other ways to do things. And, if you're going to do something like that, if that's your goal, you just want to you want to have a gay couple in Star Wars, you want it to be, about that, okay, but you have to look at, why was Star Wars good, what made it good originally, and, look at that storytelling, and then look at something like that. One of the greatest things that I always say about the original Star Wars is, if you wanted to make what Luke and Leia were twins, okay, what if Bail Organa wanted a son instead of a daughter? They say in Revenge of the Sith, me and my wife always dreamed about adopting a baby girl. What if they wanted to adopt a baby boy? And they adopted Luke, and Luke was a prince, and Leia went to the farm. And Leia went and, met up with Obi-Wan, and Leia was the one training to be a Jedi. And then she goes on the adventure. And, obviously Han Solo is in love with Leia. I'm assuming there's, reasons behind that. Maybe Han Solo falls in love with, Leia and, the Luke Skywalker type of character. And, maybe him, Luke and Han were, friends, they're best friends through it, and then that's how Han and Luke meet, and that's how they form their friendship. The best thing about it is that it can be interchangeable, and yes, you can still have that romance be there, but it doesn't have to be, exactly like that. And heck, you want to do the whole romance thing with a gay couple? There you go. Instead of make Han and Luke gay, and, it can still work. But look, you just follow Princess Leia's character arc, and then switch her out with a man, follow the exact same character arc, and, instead of, having Princess Leia as a man attracted to women, have him attracted to men, and same with Han Solo, instead of him being straight, make him gay, and there you go. Follows the exact same story arc, it's just with a gay couple instead of, a straight couple. There you go. But they don't understand that. All they care about, it's progressive. They don't want to put the work into it, and that's why their shows are failing. That's why they're getting canceled after the second season. I don't even think there should have been a first season, but I guarantee it. What happened was that they were animating it before, they worked on the first season and the second season at the same time. Then, they were already a majority done with the second season when the first season aired, and then they got the numbers back for the first season, and saw how bad it was, and then they're like, well, we already are 90% done with the second season, so you might as well just put it out because we're not going to throw that work away. So I guarantee it, that's why there's 2 seasons and not just 1, because animation takes years to do. So this has probably been something, and you're not going to just work on one when you can work at, them side by side of each other. So that's why Resistance is getting 2 seasons, I guarantee it. But, that the reason why it's getting canceled after 2 seasons is because of this right here. At least it's progressive. That's all I have to say on that. There's not much, I guess I can read these last 2 sentences, but feels especially resonant now that it's happening on a children's show. Again, it's a children's show, kids don't care. And then again, animated series have given us some of TV's most needle-pushing moments so far when it comes to queer representation, oh sweet Jesus, in youth media. So really, Star Wars is simply joining a growing tradition. And guess what? None of those shows are doing well. You want to go watch some needle-pushing moments in TV shows? Go watch Avatar: The Last Airbender. That show is absolutely phenomenal. Don't watch Legends of Korra. Everyone that is an Avatar: The Last Airbender fan hates Legends of Korra. The first season, I had hopes for. I was like, okay, I can't stand Korra. I can't stand the main character of this TV show, but I liked the idea that it was, a little bit further in the future. I hated everything that they did about Aang's character and, making him a horrible father. I hated that. But you know, you want to be hopeful, but then it just continues to fall off and fall off and fall off. And Legends of Korra was just a train wreck. And, you know, that was because all they cared about in that one was let's do representation again. It's just sad. It's sad what things are coming to, and it's sad that people are giving up on actual storytelling and actually putting work into things where all they care about is representation and progression. And it's just sad. Yeah. But anyway, guys, let me know what you thought about this video in the comments below. If you liked it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, that's okay too. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Make sure you click that little bell. That way you get notifications when I do other videos and live streams. And until next time, have a great rest of your day. And may the force be with you, because we are really, really, really going to need it. Bye, everyone. What's up, everyone? It's Anna, also known as That Star Wars Girl, and I have an Etsy store, so if you've ever wanted to own a print of my artwork, this is the place to go. As you can see, I have a lot of recognizable characters, from horror films to heroes to Star Wars characters. Some of the notable characters I have on here are Darth Vader, which I did a couple live streams painting, so you can own a print of this painting. I also have Luke Skywalker, the binary sunset version, one of my favorite scenes in the original New Hope movie. I have Darth Maul, which Ray Parks himself actually complimented me on Instagram. And then last but certainly not least, Ahsoka Tano. So if you want to own any of these prints, go right on over to my Etsy store. Again, that's The Art of Anna, That Star Wars Girl, or TSWG for short. Thank you, everyone, and have a great rest of your day. What's up, everyone? I have a P.O. box, so if you want to send me some mail, go ahead and send it to Anna, That Star Wars Girl, or TSWG for short, at P.O. Box number 28171, Santa Ana, California, 927998171. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much.